the defending champion at the PGA Championship. Phil Mickelson is not going to be playing. I'm sure many of you already know the story of Phil. Hell, we are Gambling Network, so you probably follow this and see it every single day with him as I think a different news story comes out on Lefty like almost every single day. Well, now it's getting worse for him. And all the issues that were kind of under the surface with Phil for a long, long time, they have now cracked wide open, Pauly, and they're like moths to a light, right? And now everybody's getting wind of exactly how bad it was for Phil.
You recall a fall from grace so fast? He wins last year, and now I'm not showing up. One of the reasons he doesn't want to show up, he doesn't want to deal with the tough questions from the media, but also he wasn't just flirting with the Saudis. He was trying to do this breakaway league and set this up as well. A lot of guys don't like him on the tour.
He was trying to help form the league.
Oh, sure. Yeah. And
behind the scenes.
This book, the 2 books coming out.
Well,
the book that got into the $40 million that he lost from 2010 to 2014, and then the Billy Walters book, and David Purdom tweeted that out, and also the source in the article saying, oh, he is very concerned about this Billy Walters book.
You think about that. So, and it points out in the ESPN story, as damaging as this book could be that's coming out from Alan Shipnuck on Phil Mickelson, talking about his gambling debts, and who the hell else knows what else is going to be in this book, right? There's going to be a lot of red flags with Phil Mickelson. So he's worried about that. But then people close to him are saying, oh, hold on a second here. The one coming up with Billy Walters might be way worse for him, and Phil knows it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sure. I mean, this is Walters has got to be livid. The fact that he didn't tell the truth, he turned his back on a so-called friend. Walters had to do time. And like the story says, Billy Walters is not to be trifled with. Oh, boy.
Yep.
I mean, I was told a good story long time ago that there was a runner who worked with Walters, and he up and left, vanished like a fart in the wind, and took a ton of money. And there was a reward for dead and alive. And there was this big disparity in the prices.
Yep.
So,
and again, for those of you who may not know the entire background here, in 2017, Billy Walters, one of the most, if not the most successful sports bettors of all time, was convicted of 10 counts of conspiracy, securities fraud, and wire fraud. Federal prosecutors allege Walters illegally made $40 million while trading Dean food stock from 2008 to 2015. He was released from prison in April of 2020. In 2018, Walters told the ESPN that Mickelson might have helped his defense if he had agreed to testify during the criminal trial.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Walters said, quote, here is a guy that all he had to do was come forward and tell the truth. That's all he had to do. The guy wouldn't do it because he was so concerned about his image. He was concerned about his endorsements. And now fast forward, so those endorsements have dried up. Amstel Light, longtime sponsor. The hat that he's worn for 20 years, KPMG, Workday, they ended their relationships with him. Callaway signed him in 2017. That is on hold right now.
Everyone up and left him. Yeah.
You're
Incredible fall from grace. And the other thing,
my God.
I knew he was a prickly pear, but I was not aware of this many people that didn't like him. I mean, no other than Webb Simpson, who's his buddy.
Right.
Everyone's like, how about Kevin Kisner? Everyone needs a little humble pie, he says.
How about that?
I mean, he is not well liked. Even Scheffler made comments about him, but okay.
Yep. Again, if you rewind to last year when he is on the 18th hole in South Carolina at the course to wrap up the PGA, it looked like Tiger Woods when he was in his prime.
Yeah, right.
People around this guy.
Yeah.
But then there's also this. And this came out yesterday. Gary McCord, former player, longtime broadcaster. The London Times had this. It's actually an excerpt from that book coming up from Shipnuck. Here's the quote from Gary McCord. When I was in the TV tower, every time Phil got to my hole, Bones, his caddy, would look up at me and I would flash the odds. If Phil had a 15-footer, I'd flash 3 fingers, which meant the odds were 3-1. If he was 60 feet, I'd give him 2-1 on the 2-putt. Bones would go down and whisper in his ear, and Phil would look up at me and shake his head yes or no. McCord continued, I can't tell you how many wadded up 20s I threw out the tower until the tower found out about it, and I got word through CBS I was no longer allowed to gamble with Phil while up in the tower. End of quote.
I wonder why he went so long without winning a golf. I can't believe that story.
It's unbelievable.
Yes. You're playing for millions of dollars. You're one of the top golfers in the world, and this isn't enough action for you.
No,
or
he
good
needs
enough
more.
sweat. He needs another.
This is more important to him.
Yes. The guy's throwing wadded 20s out the tower.
Yeah.
You can think about that.
The guy's broadcasting the event. Hey, Bones.
Right
here. I'm a loser? Here you go. Come on. And finally, who knows? Yeah, can you imagine how many times McCord did that before, like, producers and everybody on set? They're, like, watching him like, what is this? You're throwing 20s out the window again? What does that mean? Nah, don't worry about it.
What if you're by the tower? I mean, it's raining money.
Yes.
Like, what the hell's going on? Yeah, you think someone would come in and start scooping cash. Finders keepers, right? So finally, you realize what's going on. And then the tour says to CBS, Gary, knock it off.
Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah. Gary's on the show tomorrow.
I can't wait for. How about that?
I'm excited about that.
Oh, he's going to be on.
Yeah, who knows? Who approached who? Whose idea was this?
The whole background on this story, how often it happened.
Phil's my kind of guy. What a degenerate.
Oh, by the way,
cow.
But I must say, I have no problem with Phil doing that.
Well, I don't know, but that's little.
It's
come on, focus a little bit, right?
A little side action there, throwing 20s. It's not like he's, it's okay.
You don't have enough on the line? My God, I can't believe that story. Flashing, and the caddy whispering in his ear, 3-1 here, bury this sucker. Well, then even it gets more surprising because the reason for the split was a difference in money with Bones, too. That's in the book.
Oh, that's hundreds of thousands.
Back pay and all this other stuff. I don't know what's going on.
Evidently tons of cash, yeah. Well, is there an equivalent, by the way, to that? To somebody flashing fingers to a player? Not even I'm talking about a different sport.
Can you imagine if this happened in the NFL back in the day? You get whether it was
that's what I'm saying.
A guy in the booth. Madden says Favre can't start the drive 3 for 3.
Sure,
4-1 odds or something. Throwing money out there.
Vasgersian's on an Angels game. He looks down at Mike Trout. Hey, Mike, come on, go deep today. Trout looks up. Okay, I'll take you up on that.
Yeah.
Then he bombs one 450 feet. Vasgersian's out there. Give me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. Here you go, Trout. Come on, guys, give him that money.
What a scene that must have been. How long did this go on before they finally said enough?
Oh,
it's right in front of everybody, though.
I can't wait to talk to him tomorrow.
Money out the tower.
Imagine if this is going on for 10, 15 years. And every single time people are just like thinking to themselves, I don't understand what's going on here.
I understand it doing with other players and guys you're on the hole with. Or maybe another caddy. You're doing it with an announcer.
Well, you know why?
And they got codes and signs and everything.
But you know why he likes to take a walk on the wild side? Lefty does. So this is thrilling to him. It's that level of excitement, man.
Walk on the wild
it's because if you're playing with another guy that you're in the group with that day, that's one level of danger. But if you're going to actually take it up to a guy who's on the broadcast and make it kind of like your secret little club, that's an entirely different level.
Is he just weird with money that he hates to lose and is so competitive, or is it possible a guy making $50 million a year was having trouble?
Well, certainly at this point we can recognize that the guy. Say what you want, call him a degenerate. He loves to gamble. He loves to. He's an action junkie.
Well said. I still can't believe he was let off. Nothing happened to him. Wasn't criminally charged. He agreed to pay back more than $1 million in ill-gotten gains. Mickelson made $930,000 by purchasing stock on an insider trading tip from Walters. The federal government alleged Mickelson used some of the money he made to pay Walters for gambling debts.
Do you think if you could go back in time and ask Phil, look, if you could do it all over again, buddy, right? Would you actually say something about Billy? Would you help him out here a little bit? You were so worried about your image back then, but now look at it. It's all gone.
Good point.
Totally dried up.
Good point. I have a lot of reading to do, apparently. 2 big books coming
2 books.
2.
Are they going to be available in the audio version? Either one of them. This Shipnuck book is going to be just... Who knows what else is in here? I mean, because the stuff with Phil came out a month ago, and then Gary McCord, that dropped yesterday. That's nuts.
What's Phil doing? The guy's doing a book on him, and he's just like, they're... What he said about the Saudis? And it's like...
I thought it was off the record.
Yeah, right. Well, off the record, he's doing a book.
How long did you talk to the guy?
Yeah, right.
And he never once prefaced it by saying, hey, by the way, I'm writing a book.
Oh, God.
I'm jotting this down. This is, I have this tape recorder running for a reason. I don't want to forget anything here that you're saying. These are unbelievable quotes.
Who knows when we see him again? I'm interested to see how long this is going to be and how he'll be received, and the media will be all over him, too.
Yeah. By the way, it's only the 6th time. Actually, you make that 5 times since 1960, where a defending champion in golf at a major did not go out to the next year and defend
the title.
Yep. And basically every other golfer had like an ailment or a problem or an injury.
Yeah.